Hi everybody, my name is Brian Chambers. I'm the group leader of my team's project, and this is Ziggy Sparks, the animatronic arcade cabinet. And as you can see, as the cameraman walked close enough, certain elements of Ziggy are motion activated. The lights on the control deck came on, the backlighting, which is a little hard to see from here, comes on, and the screen comes on. The emulation process is run by Bodicera, which I'll get a little into later. Right now I'm going to go ahead and hand you off to my teammate Peter Baker.
Hello, I am Peter. The motion activation that you just saw activate was triggered by an ultrasonic sensor, which is right about here. This little thing right here is a sort of distance sensor. If an object gets close enough to it within a set distance, it triggers a signal. It is currently connected to a relay switch inside of the cabinet. When you get close enough to it, it sends a signal to it and it flips on. Anything connected to it will flip on, including the TV and the buttons that you saw. And as you saw up there, the animatronic eyes were built by our group member, Jude.
I'm Jude Pittman. So mainly what I focused on is working on the eyes. Basically, as of right now, they are controlled by a joystick. They blink, fully move around, look around. Basically, that's all it does as of right now. Some things that we wanted to do with it is we wanted to hook it up with a motion sensor, but that got burnt up, and kind of looking for supplies on that. And we're going to have it work with Ziggy here, which Brian can talk to you a little bit more about.
Yeah, so the brains of Ziggy is actually a third generation Alexa Echo Dot connected to an LED matrix that the audio out of the Echo Dot goes into a control board called a Lumazoid, which is an open source board I found online, that also has an audio output. And so the lights blink in unison. So again, I can ask Ziggy a question. Ziggy, what day is it?
It's Monday, May 5th. If you'd like, I can kickstart your brain in the morning with amazing facts and news. Would you like to enable this routine?
No, thank you, Ziggy.
No problem.
You can also program it to have specific responses. There's a Blueprint app that just allows you to do things like, say you want to say, hey, Ziggy, I beat the boss.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Ziggy, I won. He's being a little finicky about it, but generally you can make him say snarky or helpful things. Like if you wanted to have specific tips for a game, you could program the question in and he would respond as such. Our teammate Morgan showed up, so I'll let her talk about her aspects of the build.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I worked on the actuator part of the control deck that lifts it up and down. We're doing details?
Yep.
Okay. So there's a Arduino in there and a relay that connected, and doing 2 buttons down here, wired them up so we can lift and control deck for ease of access. I've also done back there the lights in the back. So when there's a magnetic sensor, you open the door, there's lights so you can see what you're working on if you're working on anything back there. For ease, so you don't break anything down there without seeing it. I also helped Brian with the CRT and the PC setup, the SSH, and connecting those two and getting everything to run pretty well.
Yeah, so the CRT, the computer that's running the emulation, is running off a custom Linux operating system called Bodicera. That is a front end for running multiple emulators. And then CRT Script is a custom community-built software package that allows it to put out 15 kilohertz signals from the computer, 15 kilohertz from the computer instead of the standard 31 kilohertz, because 15 kilohertz is what you need to operate a standard CRT television. And that just gives it more of an authentic feel of an arcade cabinet, the proper pixelation. And there are games, it also plays light gun games and games from a number of vintage systems. If anyone ever played something along the lines of Area 51 or Time Crisis in the arcade, these allow you to do that. Games from classic consoles like NES, Sega Genesis, up to PS2 are all capable on this machine. Just to go over the sensors real quick, so we have a distance sensor based on ultrasonic detection. We have the voice input, which is a transducer. Transducers take audio input, turn them into electric signals, and then get the output back out. And then the opening of this lid and the back door to activate interior lights. Those are magnetic relay switches, which are a type of proximity sensor. This is Ziggy, and thank you very much for your time. Want to move him around a little bit? Hey Ziggy, say goodbye.
Goodbye.